So for the next thing, I would look at the overall structure of the business. So what sort of staff are in the business? What are the roles? What are the qualifications? What are their skills, their expertise? Do they have job descriptions in place? Do the staff actually know what they're supposed to be doing? And when it's, like I say, when it's a small business, you tend to do a lot of things. And some of these things you don't want to put in place because you want to trust people. But actually, people risk is the biggest thing in any business. So you have to actually cover yourself and people by having the job descriptions in place so they can be held accountable if something is wrong, or if they're not actually doing their job to the required standard. Why is that? Is it lack of training? Is it lack of competency, which is another thing that I look at? And who is responsible, and where are the reporting lines? So typically I would be asking for an organisational structure and who are the shareholders. Now, if you are registered on Companies House, you have to have a significant holding register. So apologies if I have actually got that wrong in relation to the shareholders, but in relation, it has to be anybody over 25%. That is actually disclosed on Companies House, so you have to keep a register internally. And anytime so it's good practice, anytime the shareholder changes or you structure it slightly differently, it's always better to have that. Now, if you do have holding companies as well, we'd be looking at that, because it's understanding who's ultimately got control and who's ultimately responsible within the business. So from a regulatory point of view, that's very important, because they've got their accountability for things and they're personally liable. So it's to understand, and also to be able to evidence that they understand what is their responsibility and accountable for, but also this helps protect them when it comes to evidencing that they've done the best that they have to do as in part of their accountability requirements, if that makes sense. Okay, so that seems to be a bit bitty, so hopefully it all makes sense, but I will list everything out written down in a post as well, just to make it clear to everybody. So